What is going on, Moto fans? Tyler here with False Neutral Media, alongside me, co-host Trevor. We are going to get into round 7, Arlington, Texas, and man, oh man, was it a great race with the 250 and 450 for the Triple Crown event for the Supercross season. Let's get into the first main with the 250s. Trevor, we have the top 3, Hayden Deegan, Cody Schock, and Michael Mosiman, with the whole shot of Joe Shimoda. I would have loved to see Joe up there a lot more. He did fall back a little bit, had some mistakes in that first round, but he looks like he's getting better each race, and those fingers are starting to come together.
Yeah, man. I think, the sand section swallowed up a lot of people, 250s and 450s together. So giving Shimoda some grace there, but he's looking better and better every weekend with those fingers. I know that not having that pinky in the place that he wants it for that grip strength, you know what I mean? It's rough.
Yeah.
It's rough, but God, he looked good on his starts. Even just watching him launch out the gate, he's got the speed. And if he can keep that grip and hold on, I mean, he's proven that he's here to fight, and he's here to fight for a championship. And speaking of fighting, we got Cody Schock giving the ride of his life this weekend, man.
Yes, indeed. And you've been calling it almost every time we've talked on the Bench Talk about these privateers, especially with Club MX.
Right. And saying how much I love privateers and how much I believe that they should be there. I think lappers are important to have. All jokes aside, Cody Schock, congratulations. You were fucking on rails, brother. Privateer Pro, doesn't matter. You were giving them a run for your money. And let's talk about a little Hayden Deegan action. Because
he was all business.
All business.
Which I love to see. He was putting on a clinic, got a decent start in the beginning, and was charging up front.
Yeah. And again, like we see, the sand section was kind of taking fools for everything that they have, but seeing Deegan do back-to-back comeback rides was great to see. And again, I need to know what sort of special sauce they got over there at Yamaha Star Racing, but we've got Cole Davies, Mosiman, we've got Hayden Deegan on rails, on absolute rails. And speaking of Cole Davies, let's talk about some misfortune that happened in the 250 class this week. What do you think about it?
Dude, Cole Davies, man, the first 2 races, he was getting some bad starts. The second race, he went down hard, man. He went down super hard, kind of got tangled with some riders and high-sided straight on that straightaway, and that dirt looked unforgiving. But he got up and used the anger and was riding the best that he could, and came out even in the third race absolutely amazing. But no, I was hoping that we'd see him up on the box a lot more, just from the past Triple Crown, the first round of Triple Crown that we had. He was amazing. I think he just really was beating himself up and really wanted to probably win all 3. The track was really good. I don't think that it was too technical. I think he was just having fun out there, minus, kind of the small mistakes, but he looked extremely good.
I think what we're seeing is it's interesting to watch a 17-year-old, right, come to America and be like, this is what I'm doing, right? And seeing him and all that he's accomplished in his rookie season, everybody's hyping up, Juju, and I think Juju is a contender, right? If he stays consistent, he's a contender. But I promise you, he does not have the same speed Cole Davies and Hayden Deegan are bringing to that gate. It just wasn't there this weekend. I don't know if Juju was feeling a little under the weather, right? We've got the season for flu. We don't know. I don't know what was going on. I didn't take any look closer, so I'm giving him, the charitable. We don't know what was going on, but Juju was not performing that night, but Cole Davies coming back from a gnarly crash, trying to stay consistent, seeing him in the last race, putting on a clinic, truly, of just hitting his marks. And we've seen him getting so frustrated for like seconds and thirds and sixths and fifths. So seeing him get that win at the end of the night after everything he had been through, one, it solidified for me, if we get Cole Davies on rails and Hayden on rails, it's going to be a fun season for the West Coast. Because Cole Davies came out of nowhere and is lighting a fire under everybody's ass. And speaking of fire, Hayden Deegan making some incredible passes. Racing clean, not pulling a Chase Sexton in the 450 class. We'll get to that. My God, Hayden Deegan came to fucking race. He came to race.
He was looking so good and so comfortable, and we've seen him, from the start of the season with the, I wouldn't say cockiness, more of like the confidence. I'm going in, I'm the big hitter, blah, blah, blah. With everything, with the Juju stuff in the beginning, just having a little fun, a little banter. Today, or, during that race on Saturday, he came in, like we said, all business. He was focused, he was ready. He was putting in the work on that break, and it definitely showed. And I think we're going to almost see a different Hayden Deegan, more on the business side of, hey, I got to remember this is also my job and not just out here having fun and, keeping the beef going. Because, it could distract you in so many ways, whether, he says that he just enjoys it and having fun with it. But it definitely showed with nothing posting online or anything that he was definitely there to race and take the top spot. So it was really good to see Julian Beaumier, man. Like, I don't know what's going on with the KTM crew, but whether it's 250s, 450s, but I think they need to pull it together.
Yeah.
Focus on their front end.
Yeah.
And ride the bike.
Front end and making sure that bike doesn't stall for the 90th time this season, right?
Those KTMs have been having so much trouble, and right when you thought in the beginning when they had it all figured out.
Right. Like, I was hoping, when we saw Aaron Plessinger later, like, performing, I was like, here we go. But it's the KTM. It's like the Kawasaki. I'm watching Anderson hold on to any Kawasaki glory with both hands. And we saw some Marchbank's kind of out there giving a little bit of a run. But yeah, watching those KTMs, man, I was hoping to see Juju put up a fight. He had the red plate, but we didn't see much of that fight. Hayden blew past him like he was a lapper. And like, that's not drama. That's not gossip. That's what I watched on the television when I saw Hayden make up the pass, set him up, pass him, and there was zero fight. So I don't know what was going on with him. Hopefully he can figure it out by the next round, but we'll have to see. But Mazepin was doing great. He was out there contending. And it's good to see Cody Schock, man. He came out to race.
Yeah, absolutely.
Came out to race. And hearing Weege scream out, the privateer has fought back and taken the lead back. I was like, well, shit, I'm going to hear about this from Tyler,
Right. No, it was great racing. And there's one thing that we got to talk about, too, that we don't want to forget, Triumph rider Jordan Smith going down hard, puncturing a lung and some broken ribs going down in the whoop section.
Right.
And him and Hayden were in a great battle. He got a good jump in the whoops and got a little sloppy, bounced around and slammed right into the lip of another whoop. Yeah. And we don't know how long he'll be out. It's going to be, quite a long recovery. Yeah. But, man, that slam was hard. You hate to see it. He was doing amazing right when Hayden got up, like I said. So, speed of recovery to Jordan Smith, and we hope to see you back on the bike as soon as we can.
Right. And I think, karma's a fickle bitch. And when you put Cody Schock into the berm when he's racing you clean. Oh, I'm just saying, you know. Hey, don't be stuffing the young guns into it. Karma comes back and it hits pretty damn hard. If you're not able to race with the young guns in a clean fashion, don't be surprised when you eat shit moving past the lapper.
Oh yeah,
it's rough.
Those young guns, they're ready to battle too, man. Like even we hear about at the Star Yamaha, compound, we had, Super Webb had to go and tell the young guns, hey, we're all here on the same team. We're all going after the same goal. Stop battling each other. Stop getting into shit with people at our training facility when we got racing coming up. I don't know if you heard about that, but I thought that was like, these young guns are out here to race and put on a show and show us the skill that they have. And, they're still young. They got years and years left to be in this sport, so I'm excited to see it. And a lot of maturity still, going through. But no, I think it's gonna be a great year, and it's gonna be cool to see each rider, especially the young guns, kind of going through that learning curve.
Right. I agree with you completely. I think the other thing is the only thing that can stop the Yamaha Star Racing are all the other bikes on the track. And with that being said, nobody's stopping Cole Davies and Hayden Deegan from being on the podium except for other riders hitting them. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Oh, 100%.
If they get their start and nobody tangles with them in the first corner because they're wanting to boot somebody to Narnia, hey, they're going to be up there. They're going to be up there. I have a feeling, right? Let's set the scene. Cooper Webb coming out, right? Cowboy hat. And he goes, listen, young guns. And he's looking at Cole Davies, mad as hell, battling at the compound. And he goes, you guys got to stop battling each other. You got to stop it. And I see Cole Davies mad as hell ripping that tear off as we saw him in the Triple Crown. I've never seen somebody with so
much passion.
Dude, Sauron put his hatred and malice into the one ring of doom. Cole Davies put it into that ripped tear off. Whoever picks up that tear off will be cursed for 1,000 years. The way he ripped it off with the force of 1,000 suns over the finish line. I don't even know if he gripped it. He ripped at it so hard. I don't even think he found purchase. I think he ripped his goggles so hard that the whole screen ripped off.
Dude, I think he was just mad at himself all night. Justin Cooper, speaking of Yamaha, the Yamaha guys were just
in the 450,
Yeah, the 450 race one. But Justin Cooper getting that whole shot. Ken Roxon taking that first win with Chase Sexton in third, Justin Hill in fourth. And Chase Sexton, like you said earlier, with the bike issues, and honestly, I think you had some things to say after watching a lot of the highlights, just kind of the riding that we saw from him and the disappointment and the emotion side at the end of that, the three races. But what was your take on that?
Brother, if you have to race all three mains like you're starving and Red Bull KTM ain't gonna pay you after, we got a fucking problem. Chase Sexton was literally slamming fools every chance he could, because I think in the back of his mind as he goes, if I take them out, when I crash 5 laps from now, they won't be able to get me.
They won't be there,
Dude, I saw Roxon making some of the cleanest passes, as he does. He's a clean racer. And I watched Chase Sexton, and I go, the more you try and ride like Jason Anderson, the more you're going to find out Mama raised a good boy. Be that. Be that, man. Hey, Mama raised a good boy. Be that. Be the clean-cut rider. You're not fit to race like Jason Anderson because you tuck the front too much, brother.
Way too much.
Sorry.
And even the little stalls, talk about clean passing. Cooper Webb.
Right.
My God. Clean racing, especially with him and Roxon up front, not even, slamming bars against each other. Like it was just it was all around great racing,
Right.
especially that third race. But I mean, man, dude,
Brother,
it was just great.
Chase Sexton was out there racing like I do in MX bikes when I'm severely outclassed. Do you understand? I ride so desperate in MX bikes sometimes that my hands are gripping the controller to where it's cracking it, right? That's how I felt Chase Sexton was riding, and Cooper Cooper Webb was riding like Troy Jan, right? Was just like, no one can touch me. I'm doing great. He established why
Yeah,
he's the king of Arlington, man. He established
dude,
it.
his IQ in racing is high,
When Chase cross jumped him and he had all the momentum to pass
dude.
three fools with
Oh
that
my
triple
god.
into that corner, and he cased it to save not only him, but Chase.
Yeah,
IQ at 100%, and he did it multiple times when Chase would do stuff like that, right? And it
yeah,
was like the race IQ, the way that Cooper Webb was able to turn down. I'm convinced there's nobody in the 450 class that can hit a corner like Cooper Webb, especially if he's defending himself in first. No one
yep.
was able, like,
I
we saw
agree.
Roxon was trying and he was shutting it down. We saw Chase Sexton was trying, he was shutting it down. And then Chase just didn't get that drive through the whoops, and Cooper jumped through him and was like, I'm taking this one home. And he was doing
Yep.
great, dude. Cooper was
He
consistent
rode
and rode
awesome,
awesome. He deserved that.
hitting all of his marks. Yeah, he looks strong, and I think he's just tired of everyone kind of knocking him,
Me,
especially after. Yeah, you were knocking him a little bit, but
yeah,
everybody at Glendale, was knocking him, and he went out and showed everybody and shut him up, which was awesome. And I think he's just, like he has said, he's kind of just like a shark in the water. And once you mess up and he smells blood, he's going after you, and he counters better than anyone I've ever seen on a bike. And he uses his skill and basically, his mind to make those top podium passes
right.
and take the win. So it was really good to see. We even had Justin Hill was actually looking really good in that
Yeah.
first one. He took fourth. He is looking incredibly awesome. He rode great that whole night. But no,
Roxon,
Kenny also.
yeah.
Yeah, Roxon, like
Yeah.
Kenny was looking amazing, putting on a good show for us. And when taking that first win was awesome to see. Good for him. And
Mm-hmm.
I think he wants to be up there, especially after that bad crash that happened. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and keep up with those points, because there's a lot of people that are out right now, and it's anyone's game. No matter if you have Chase up there or Cooper Webb, anything can happen, as we've seen this whole start of this series. So
Yeah.
I'm excited to see what a lot of these riders do. I mean, Jason Anderson making that pass after Chase went down, and I believe he took third, if I'm not mistaken, on that. He took second on the third race. So that was awesome to see. I'm glad he got on top of the box. Good for him. We love seeing El Hombre up there, and
Yeah, he was sneaking
Aaron
in at the end.
Plessinger. Oh yeah, and then Aaron Plessinger with that whole shot in the beginning, and then right when they got in the whoops, kind of threw it away a little bit, and that was it. And that was the best start he had all year so far.
Mm-hmm.
And we're hoping to we see a lot more from the Cowboy himself.
Yeah, man. He's got that Florida follicle fountain going on, that glorious mullet.
Glorious mane.
Incredible. But yeah, man, I think the 450 class, it's one of those. God, Chase, if you just stay in your own race and stop worrying about all this stuff. Like, I was seeing him make desperate passes with 2 minutes to go and plenty of time to set it up, right? He had the
Yeah.
speed. We were seeing he was clocking in 48-second lap times compared to like a longer 48 seconds. I'm not going to get into the milliseconds of like Roxon, and he was making that ground. but it was like the more you want to take those big risks and pass people with lappers in front of you in the same corner, it's hard enough passing two people in one corner, let alone a lapper trying to get out of the way and Cooper Webb. You know what I mean? And when
Yeah.
he ran into the back of him, it's one of those, yeah, man, if you're riding so desperately, it's going to just be a grind. Didn't surprise me
Yeah.
at all that he was emotional after it. Yeah, dude, you put the work on and you got shut down at every turn. It's rough.
Yeah.
Hopefully he can go back and go to the drawing board and figure out a new approach next round.
Wondering how everything's just going to go at Daytona for him, just because the sand and what we've had with the track so far, and everyone knowing going into Daytona is going to be freaking insane. You know,
Mhm.
Daytona is always a great race to watch. It's bike week, everybody's having fun. I think it's going to be Cooper Webb, Roxon, and Anderson on top over there. There's just too many mistakes, and I think it's getting to his head when he shouldn't be thinking, you know, too much at all. When you got Eli Tomac out, you got Jet Lawrence out. You
Mhm.
know what I mean? This should be yours easily in the bag. And I'm glad, though, that Cooper Webb is stepping up and saying, no,
Right.
not at all. I'm here as well. So I'm excited, dude. I'm excited. I think Daytona is going to be another surprise and shock and awe for, you know, the moto fans out there, including myself. So I'm excited.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to it. I think my 450 picks are exactly the same as yours.
I'm hoping that we see Fortner, you know, up on top. I think Cameron McAdoo is gonna, you know, do amazing. I think, you know, if I had a pick, I think Cameron McAdoo will take the win. Um,
I hope Kitchen
oh
can be up
gosh,
there.
I
You know?
I want Kitchen to be up there, definitely. I love always seeing, you know, Team Green up there. Going to be definitely a wild card in that, just because it's Daytona, and Daytona, it's either a make or break. I'm feeling good, or dude, this track is just gnarly and not really getting the flow. So we'll see what Carmichael comes up with the track layout again this year.
Yeah. It's gonna be fun, but I'm excited.
Also, with the you know, we don't normally talk about this too much, but with the KTM juniors, Brax Villapoto, the four-time Supercross champion, Ryan Villapoto's little guy, got his first win in
We
front of
love it.
everyone, in front of fans all over from Texas. So that was awesome. You saw Ryan Villapoto just super stoked, and talking to him when I was at Glen Helen, like he's so pumped to be a moto dad right now. And you know, I'm excited to see what his, you know, kids, from his teaching, his experience, from his failures and wins. I'm excited to see maybe some more Villapoto action from, you know, years down the road. I'm
Yeah.
excited for that. But
I'll sign up
yeah,
for a next generation Villapoto. I'm into that.
oh yeah, I think that's gonna wrap it up, and we are gonna be at Daytona. So I'm excited. Daytona should be awesome, and we will do. I'll be doing the. I know I'm not home right now, so it's kind of weird not being in my, you know, my office space.
Hmm.
But we'll be doing the overall point standing posting probably later this week. So I'm excited, and I hope everybody else is. Everybody, put your winner for 250 and 450 down in the comments. What you guys thought of this past race with Triple Crown, um, and leave a like, leave a comment. Be sure to hit that subscribe. Join the channel, and we also have a Discord as well. We play a lot of MX bikes, or, you know, sim, whatever you guys prefer, and just hang out and talk. Basically, talk moto, all moto. So yeah, thank you for watching, and we'll see you guys soon.